I asked the question to chat, describe your most interesting date you've ever been on. Interesting means good, bad, weird, whatever. I was in a date with my girlfriend in the movie theater, and we were like halfway in the movie. I'm falling asleep, and out of nowhere, I get hit in the head by someone's shoe from the back of the movie theater, like 4 rows up. And then I get hit again with another, and I almost went up there and felt like I was gonna strangle this guy. Like, seriously, bro, stop. We went out and we couldn't stop talking about it. What the I'm so so someone threw both their shoes at you and didn't come to pick them up? Someone threw a whole shoe at you? Did they not come back to get their shoe? I mean, that makes for an interesting date story, at least, I guess. I'm ready for a date. What the fuck? Bro, this shit just says I'm ready for a date. They didn't even describe it. I'm ready for a date. All right, I mean, like, cool. I once went on an online date with my long-distance partner. I put my phone across the table since it was a dinner table, so I looked schizophrenic talking to his phone, oh no, across me in public. Apparently, her side piece was taking them out to dinner afterwards, and I was practice. We are no longer dating. Holy, dude, that's crazy. Dude, that's so bad. Oh my god. I just gotta ask though, why would you go to an actual restaurant and to put a phone across you? That's crazy work. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like maybe at home or something. Like, but in public? Holy paragraph. Oh my god.
Mucho texto indeed.
That was horrific to read. I met a guy on a dating app, and he was cute and funny. Didn't really know how to hold a conversation, but it was fine. In all, and I mean all of his photos, he had short hair and a well-groomed face. He was well-built and everything was fine. Speaking of well-built, hold on, let me check my biceps real quick. Ooh, oh yeah, it's looking big. Hold on, left bicep? Oh, fuck. When I finally met up with him, not only was he very clearly older than his photos and a bit chubbier, but he also had shoulder-length hair and a greasy-ass bob. And he had a very obvious blonde neckbeard. Ooh. He had clearly taken photos from several years prior and had them as his photos, but the lack of effort to even look remotely close to the photos was unfortunate and annoyed me. Why do people do that? I just don't... Oh my god. I just don't understand. Listen, I understand if you are someone who your job is like being a model, and people only see you online and you never meet them in real life, I understand using filters and editing your photos. I get it, okay? I get the grind. I respect the grind. But if you are going to meet people in real life for a date, why would you post an old photo that's not you? What is the brain process? What is the process that goes through your brain that lets you do that? You think they're gonna not notice it? I decided to look past this, and we went ahead with the date. Not to sound superficial, but I didn't even recognize him at first. He must have been ugly as hell, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. The actual date wasn't any better. We barely spoke. I had to plan the whole thing, even though he was the one who asked me. Ooh. Finally, at the end of the day, I wanted to make a quick escape and just walk myself to my car because I was slightly uncomfortable, but he insisted on walking me to my car. To make it worse, the following year, after I had rejected him and said we weren't a good fit, he reached out to me again to ask how I was doing and wanted to meet up, so I blocked him. I was at my now ex-boyfriend's place and his cousin was there. My ex-boyfriend and I were feeling on each other. Hey, yo. Hold on, lock in. My ex-boyfriend's cousin was playing a games in the same room. We did it under the blanket with his cousin being in the room. You couldn't have gone to another room, bro? God damn. I guess that's a kink. I guess that's called exhibitionism or whatever. I hope you didn't get caught. I mean, good for you, I guess. That's not exactly a date. That's more just like a fuck sesh, but sure. I once went on a date with this guy I'd known online for 5 years. He was one of my best friends, and we'd both just turned 18 at the time, and he wanted to visit me in my home state. So we arranged everything. He came around, and we went on a date. Everything was perfect and absolutely lovely until we decided to talk about where we wanted to take things in terms of our relationship. Normal, right? You'd be mistaken because as soon as I finished talking about my thoughts moving in together, basically me saying we should probably wait a couple more years, he says, didn't know women like you had such strong opinions on when you became a slave to a man like me. What? Context, he is of German descent and I'm African American. Long story short, I left. He texted me later on something about him liking dark humor and how it was a simple... Oh, she's black. Oh my... I thought he was being misogynistic, which would have been bad too, but... Oh my god. did it. Oh my God, that's crazy. This guy needs to get his ass beat. This was like the first time I had jokes like that being made towards me. Moving forwards, there have been several other horrendous encounters of similar humor. Oh my goodness. I want to say bro needs to get beat up, but violence is never the answer, guys. You should never default to violence when someone does something bad. Bro needs to be single. I went on a date with a gal, I'm a female once, and she decided it would be nice to go to a strip club. I didn't mind, little did I know she worked at the club. It was weird seeing my GF strip down on our first date. My steak is too juicy, my lobster is too buttery. Why are you complaining? I count this as a date, but basically me and the guy I was interested in, I found out later he was also interested at the time, went to my house. We were both in the same hobbies and interests, especially anime and games. Anyway, we were just talking and we were joking around, talking about AI, which eventually got us into the topic of character AI. I already hate this story. Suddenly, he began trying to move away from the topic and started getting defensive about it. During the night, he brought his laptop over as my PC was currently broken, and we wanted to watch movies, but before that, we played games. I watched him play ZZZ before we went onto Google to go on Netflix. At the top of Google Chrome, it has the same thing where you can pin specific tabs or websites, and one of them was character AI. You are on a date with someone who unironically has character AI pinned and use character AI. Yeah, bro needs to stop. Something needs to happen to him. He needs like trauma or something. We need to give bro some trauma. One of them was character AI, so I started low-key making fun of him about it, as earlier he was getting defensive about it. But now he started genuinely getting really angry, and I was like getting confused now, so before he could really do anything, I clicked onto the tab. It wasn't a shortcut just to go to the website itself. It immediately went to an original created bot with my name and picture of myself. And the first chat I saw, he had been getting freaky with me as the character AI bot. What? Oh, hell no, bro. That's crazy. Unironically using character AI is crazy. Oh, hell no. That's crazy, bro. What the fuck? That guy needs to be locked up for sure. When I was around 19, I meant to meet up for a friend group I had for a while. I started talking to a guy there and we hit it off, and he asked me out on a date. I didn't want to go off away from home for it, and I was honest about it too. And he drove 3 hours to get there just to take me on a picnic date. We set up the picnic, played some card games, ate some food, and in the middle of the night he asked me how's my work treating me. I said I don't like my job and can't wait to move away from it, and he just ripped mad ass. What? Not even a small tiny slither of a fart, but a full-on atomic bomb that was loud as fucking sticky enough to kill a small herd of deer. What the fuck? And said, see, even my ass thinks your work is so shit. Holy! Nah, I felt really awkward because I didn't know what to do about that, and I was honestly downright too shocked to say anything. But we neared lunch, so I made up an excuse how my mom needed help with my little siblings and I need to go home. I very luckily dodged a bullet. To this day, we still make fun of that story in my friend group. I won't lie, I feel like that's kind of funny. Okay, I guess it depends on what he looks like. Was he like well dressed? I need a description of bro. I think farts are funny. I haven't really been on a date because I'm under 18. Oh, okay, not reading that. I mean, okay, wait. But I would like to go on a date with someone who is respectful and loving. Senz, I love you. You make me my day better. I wish to meet you one day when I'm older, but for now, I'll just hang out with you when you're Whoa! I should have just skipped that shit, bro. That was something. Hello, so for context, it was my first ever date and I didn't know it was a date until afterwards. Back in school, I sat next to this guy. He was very shy and didn't talk much, but at some point after smiling at each other every day, we started talking during lectures. The week before holiday, he decided to ask me to hang out. He ended up asking me to the theater. I had declined since I was busy during holiday, but told him we could after the weekend after. Now, my oblivious self thought it was just two friends going on a theater together, not realizing it was a date. I'm so tired of you, Dude, women. If the opposite gender asks you out to hang out or to go to the theater, 99% of the time it's a date. So we get to the theater and pick a film, the movie being A Man Called Otto. So we're now sitting in the theater watching this depressing film. He kept looking in my direction, staring at me. I'm getting emotional, almost crying. This man leans in close to my ear and whispers, "Can I kiss you?" while the man in the film is about to unalive himself. Oh my god, there's no, dude, That's so funny, I'm not gonna lie. Bro, your date's like crying. The dude in the movie is about to unalive himself. He leans in, he's like, hey, can I kiss you? I'm gonna be so honest, I low-key would find that funny. I might even say yes, just because I think that shit's funny as fuck. I would laugh so hard. I'm not even gonna... That would make me feel better. Holy, what a dumbass. Anyway, that's the end of our date reactions. Comment below what your favorite date was.